Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 17th. And this is Devotions from St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church, Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We're going to take a passage from the Old Testament book of Job. And this is near the end of the book, after Job and his friends have discussed at length the problems and who's at fault with the problems that have caused Job so much trouble. And this is God speaking to Job. So this is from chapter 40. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind. Gird up your loins like a man. I will question you, and you will declare to me. Will you even put me in the wrong? Will you condemn me that you may be justified? Have you an arm like God? And can you thunder with a voice like his? Deck yourself with majesty and dignity. Clothe yourself with glory and splendor. Pour out the overflowings of your anger, and look on all those who are proud and abase them. Look on all those who are proud and bring them low. Tread down the wicked where they stand. Hide them all in the dust together. Bind their faces in the world below. Then I will also acknowledge to you that your own right hand can give you the victory. Job has been accusing God for so long in his conversation with his friends, asking that he might go to court with God to argue his case. And now God is going to say to him, do you think you are me? Do you think that you have the strength in the arm that I have? That you have the power in your voice that I have? Can you make yourself look like me with glory and honor? Can you put the proud and the wicked aside just by your wishes? And finally, God says to Job, if you can do all these things, then I too will say that you can solve your problems by your own hand. But of course, this challenge is something that Job cannot meet. But it's the same challenge that Adam and Eve faced when they were in the garden. It's the same challenge that we face today. They want answers, and we want answers. They want to be God. They want to be like God. They want to make their own decisions. Job thought, I have been accused wrongly. I have been tormented wrongly because I did nothing wrong. I should not bear these consequences. And so God challenges him. Yeah, you remember this story in a garden. Adam and Eve ate of the fruit of the tree of the good knowledge. And he did that on their own because if they knew the difference between good and evil, they would be just like God. And they were put out of the garden. And we've had that same conversation ever since. And now the conversation is the thing that I think right or wrong, or does it violate God's law? And all too often the answer, I think I can make this decision. I don't think I need to listen to God. We need to ask ourselves if this is right. We need to pray to God that he will humble us and tell us, just like he's telling Job in this passage, if you can do all these things, then I will say that you can solve your own problems by your own hand. But we can't, just like Job could not. And Job finally came to that understanding. and answered God back and says, I have said more than I should have said. I am a man. I did not know about the things I was speaking about. That's the same answer we need to give. We need to come to the same conclusion that Job came to. Now, if you read the book of Job all the way to the end, in the end, God blessed Job more richly than he had been blessed before Satan tempted him, before he tortured him, before he made all these bad, evil things happen to him. And God did that because Job came to understand the relationship that he had with God. The blessings that we can count on from God are already present. We know that because we know about Jesus. We know that he came to this earth to deal with all the things that we cannot deal with, and to take us home to him when our time here is done. And in fact, his kingdom was near even in his day, and is still near today for those who believe in Jesus. We are richly blessed. We are so blessed, and it's because we already have the answer from God. We have Jesus. I hope you'll read this passage in Job, and in fact, all of Job, to see how he challenged God and how he finally submitted to God. And then I hope you'll think about it in your own life and take it to heart. Thank you.